Hi guys, this is Andre from in front of the East Patrol Division in Kansas City, Missouri at 26th and Prospect. I'm coming to you guys live in a protest as a show of support for Jacob Blake, the victim of police shooting in Wisconsin. So I'm going to cut back to the front camera and show you guys what's going on here at ground level again.
I'm a black man. Look at it. I'm a black man. Look at it. It is wrong. People of America.
Subsidized
Donald Trump, the president has COVID-19 has reported America. And he was trying to export America. But now, right now, we have a fight. Get this man of all these.
V-A-L. John Valjean.
I'll do the chant, whatever. I'm going to chant. I'm going to do it.
No.
No peace!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace!
Hey. It's good to see you.
Who killed Donnie Sanders? 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 Justice for Donnie Sanders. Justice for Donnie Sanders. Justice for Donnie Sanders. Justice for Donnie Sanders.
Take this thing off.
Jacob Blake. Jacob Blake. Jacob Blake.
Justice for
Jacob Blake.
Cameron Lamb! Justice for
Cameron Lamb.
Justice for
Cameron Lamb. Cameron Lamb.
Justice for
Cameron Lamb.
I can tell you on the ground. I can be on
Hey, I saw your footage the other day, man. Thank you.
No problem.
Ryan Stokes. Ryan Stokes. Ryan Stokes. No peace. No peace. Police. No peace. Police. No peace. Police. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. No peace. No peace. Police. No peace. Police. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Must survive. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter.
Black lives matter. Solidarity. Put the black lives. What we want.
But also, if you think something's true, I also do.
Stand up like that. Stand up like that. Stand up like that.
I missed you earlier. We had a great exchange with the police officer.
Really? I got caught in traffic, so I tried to get here as fast as possible. Well, I'm here for, I don't have to be alert tomorrow until 4 p.m., so I'm here until evening time, so. And he's, I don't know if you've talked to him, but he runs a channel too that's really, really good, kind of same type of reporting, just kind of actual archives. So if I'm not here, he's a great resource too.
But I think, yeah, logically, if you're talking about
Yep, definitely. Thank you.
Quoted. I'm just trying to like, get a feel for
Because you're a resource, so sending information helps a lot.
Just kind of focus on our own stuff when it comes to
in the heart of our city. This is the first time. And so some people may be new to this movement today. Some people may have come when we first marched for George Floyd. And this is the first time that they have been back in the resistance. And so what has shifted is that we are not just protesters. We're not just activists. We are warriors. And we are fighting a war for black liberation. And so when we are fighting a war, the first rule of engagement is discipline.
Yes.
And we can't be disciplined without training.
Go ahead, ma'am.
And so we have order in this war now. And so we are going to be adding chants because it's important for you to understand the true weapons of our adversaries. The true weapons are not tear gas and mace. They are fear and confusion. Today, we made a strategic decision to bring our advocacy to 26th and Prospect because it's time for us to stop having a theoretical conversation about changing the status quo in Kansas City. And so today we're in the heart of the city, in the heart of the real fight for black liberation.
Yes.
And you notice I didn't say Black Lives Matter. I said we are in a war for black liberation. Because many people don't realize that black liberation is central to the liberation of all people.
Say it again. Say it again.
That the liberation of black people is central today. Power is not in the mayor's office. Power is not in the governor's office. Power is not in Washington, D.C. Power in a democracy is vested in the people.
Yes! Yes! Say it. Yes.
And so if you have not heard this chant, when we say Ashe, that is Swahili for power, because we are channeling the power of our black warrior ancestors, fighting in the Sahara, fighting in Africa before they were kidnapped and brought to this country. We are channeling a warrior spirit. So when I say Ashe,
Can you guys get masks on for me?
I need you to say power. Ashe.
Because there's a virus going down now.
And the first step to tapping into the power that you have to change the world all by yourself is to dismantle fear.
Say it again.
We can't get to our power as long as we are afraid.
Yes.
Might have.
And you wonder why we're chanting, you wonder why we're singing, because chanting and singing help to dismantle the fear that we have when we come to the battlefield.
Yes, it does. Go ahead.
And so many people come up to us and say, is this safe? This is not safe. We're going to be training today because there are two teams in this movement. There's a yellow team. When we wave the white flag and switch to tactical commands, they immediately come to the sidewalk. That means that they are not go for arrest. They cannot be arrested. They may have children, they have families, whatever the case is. If you are team yellow, you immediately report to the sidewalk and we march you back to relative safety. And I said relative safety. I didn't mean complete safety. I said we are going to march you back to relative safety with one of our official witnesses and a licensed attorney. Today, the attorney on call from Liberty Lawyers KC, a group that I founded for the liberation of black people, a group of lawyers that is dedicated to this resistance. His name is Attorney Jordan Bear. So the first step we're going to learn, because if you're not yellow team, you are red team. There's only two teams. Red team means you are go for arrest. Red team means you are go for arrest. There is no in between now. Because for too long, the police have trampled on our rights, have tried to intimidate us, have run us off of public property, publicly funded property, while we are non-violently protesting. And I did not say peaceful protesting, I said non-violently protesting. Because this is not a picnic. This is not a walk in the park. We're not going to Worlds of Fun. We're fighting for liberation. And so if you're a red team, that means that you are go for arrest. So when we say, who's my lawyer? You are going to respond with the lawyer's name that is on call. So the lawyer's name is Jordan Bear. The first chant I'm going to teach you is, who's my lawyer? Jordan Bear. 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 So if you're a red team and you get arrested, the first thing that you say is, I want to speak to my lawyer. Not don't arrest me, not help me. You get into the cuffs and you ask for your lawyer. Who's my lawyer? Jordan Bear. Who's my lawyer? Jordan Bear. The second thing I'm going to teach you is who has bail money? I do.
I do.
Who has bail money?
I do.
Who has bail money?
I do.
Who has bail money?
I do.
And this is why this is important. We've been raising money for months for bail support. Even today on Facebook, people were raising money. They were donating to KC Community Bail Fund because they know what is on the line. We have two ways that this is going to go. Who has bail money?
I do.
Oh no, I need some conviction.
I do.
Because the reason why I'm telling you to chant about bail money is because you have to knock the fear out of your heart about being arrested for standing up for what you believe in.
Yes.
Because you could be standing right here on this sidewalk and arrested.
Yes, you can.
I have been complying with police orders and I was arrested.
Go ahead.
I was clearly marked as an attorney, organizing legal observers, and they arrested me first. So just because you're not doing anything illegal does not mean that they will not put you in handcuffs and lock you in a cage.
Yes, it is. That's it.
Who has bail money? I do. Who has bail money?
I do.
Who has bail money?
I do.
Who has bail money?
I do. I do.
So we are organized. We are getting more and more organized. Who's my lawyer?
Jordan Bear.
Who's my lawyer?
Jordan Bear.
The next thing I'm going to teach you, and there are going to be other speakers that are going to speak to your spirit. Because every time you come to a direct action, no matter what type of resistance it is, if it's a march, if it's a rally, if it's a sit-in, if it's a dance contest, no matter how you are resisting in this movement, you will be educated and you will be trained every time you come on this ground. So we are not having verbal commands when we're marching. So these are marching hand signals. The first one is a fist banging on a door. This means stop. I need everybody to have muscle memory. Put your hand in the air. This is going to be very important. When you see this, that means stop. Not black power, but stop right here. You have to turn this little side part of your hand to the front. Okay, that's stop.
Yes.
Next one is slow down. It's 90 degrees. 90 degrees. This is slow down. This is important. When we're marching, we have to stay tight. We have to stay tight. So this means that the people up front, they are going to slow down to allow the people in the back to catch up. What does this mean?
Slow down.
What does this mean?
Stop.
Okay, very important. We have the wall of moms here. I'm seeing at least a couple of people. Wall of moms, wall of veterans. Wherever you are, when you see W, that means that we have a police line. That means we have police contact. We have hostile third-party contact. When you see W, everybody throw it up. Throw it up. It's going to be important because when you see one of the people that is leading throw this sign up, that means you need to copy because that means that our wall is going to muster in front of us. Okay? So wall, what does this mean? Wall. What does this mean? Wall. What does this mean? Wall. What does this mean? Stop. What does this mean? Slow down. What does this mean? Stop. What does this mean? Slow down. What does this mean? Wall. Okay. Now, we not only train to hand signals, we also train to banners. And if anybody is a drummer or knows a drummer, we are always asking for a drum line. So it's important that you all know the colors, okay? Red means stop. Red means stop. Blue means wall. Blue means wall. That means there's police. Blue means wall. Yellow means slow down. Yellow means slow down. And the most important one is white. White means that we've switched to tactical. When you see a white flag, yellow team reports to the sidewalk. We muster immediately. You will have 1 minute to report to the sidewalk so you can be marched back to the base, wherever we started. Okay, that's very important. What does white mean? Tactical. That means that everyone, yellow. Yellow is going to be evacuated. Everybody says stay until we're left. Because we're not backing down anymore.
Hell no!
We're not backing down. We're not going to stop because they tell us to stop. We Down there, Rip. What is red team? Go for arrest. What is red team? Go for arrest. What is red team? Go for arrest. Who has bail money? I do. 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 Who's my lawyer?
Jordan Bear.
Who's my lawyer?
Jordan Bear.
We're going to go over these colors one more time. We're going to go over these colors one more time. And there are going to be certain chants that not anybody just gets to start anymore. Hands up, don't shoot is a tactical chant. Hands up, don't shoot is a tactical chant. We're going to try that because when the chant leader starts hands up, don't shoot, that means that we need 100% compliance. We're going to try that. Hands up!
Don't shoot.
Hands up!
Don't shoot.
Hands up!
Don't shoot.
And when we say hands up, don't shoot, that means straight up. Because what that means is that we are anticipating the police using illegal weapons against us. And when they shoot rubber bullets for no reason, when they spray us with mace for no reason, what will be shown on the 9 o'clock news, what will be shown all over social media is that they attacked people that were unarmed. That is important. When you hear the next chant, you immediately put your hands down. We're going to try it one more time. Hands up.
Don't shoot.
Hands up.
Don't shoot.
Hands up.
Don't shoot.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Very good, very good, very good. So we're going to run through these colors one last time because it's important. Okay, it's important. Red. Stop. Blue.
Wall.
Yellow.
Slow down.
And white.
Tactical.
Okay. Once we switch over to tactical, that means that we've evacuated and everybody that is left is team what?
Red.
Team what?
Red.
What does that mean?
Go for arrest.
Go for arrest. Because we are not backing down, especially if we are protesting non-violently in compliance of our First Amendment rights.
Yes.
We are not backing down when we have done nothing wrong.
Yes.
Because we're not afraid anymore.
Yes.
And so when we're starting to say chants, I need you to stand like you believe it.
Yes.
I need you to stand like you believe it. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Who's my lawyer?
Jordan Bear.
Who's my lawyer?
Jordan Bear.
Who has bail money?
I do.
Who has bail money?
I do.
Because we got bail money for everybody.
Yeah, we got it.
Next, I'm going to have my brother. Okay, I'm going to get out of here because we're going to educate you. We're going to motivate you because today is historic. No matter what you look like, even if you've been an activist for 15 minutes, 15 years, doesn't matter. Today, you are a revolutionary.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
I am a revolutionary.
Yes, we are.
Vincent. I am a revolutionary.
I am a revolutionary.
I say.
Power.
I say.
Power.
I say.
Power.
I say.
Power. Yes.
Hi. I'm KJ of Black Rainbow. Thanks. I didn't have anything prepared because this stuff just comes out of left field. One morning you're scrolling on Instagram, you know, watching your friends live their lives, and the second after that moment, you're witnessing a black man running into his car and getting shot in his back 7 times.
Yes.
And it's just humbling, and it just really brings you back down to earth. You know, we've been fighting for a whole summer now for the liberation of black people, and we, just for me personally, it felt like we were getting somewhere, and just seeing that video, it just took me back. It just humbled me and just made me realize why we have to be out here and why we can't stop, and why there's no resting, why there's no vacations, why there's no summertime. We could have spent this summer doing an internship. We could have spent this summer doing anything, and we're out here doing the good work, the vital work, the important work. Because it doesn't matter what they want to believe. If we don't get it, we are shutting it down continually and continually and continually and continually. And it's appalling to watch the speech of the ballot or the bullet, because Malcolm X said that this stands to be the 1963. They thought that that would be the testament year. They thought that would be the historical year. And we're here 50 years. We're here again. We're here again. John Lewis was 19 when he was first arrested. I'm 19 now. He just passed away. He just passed, and it's a continual fight. So I don't have a lot to say. I'm pissed off. I have every right to be. Everyone here has a right to be pissed off. And we have people coming out. And instead of offering, apologies for their flawed career choice, you don't have to be a cop. If my boss told me I had to kill people every day and promulgate violence onto communities, I would just find another job. But instead, they come out here and they ask us to get out of the crosswalk after everything that has happened. After the video, I know they saw it. We all saw it. Some of us voluntarily, because some people posted without trigger warnings. You know how that goes. But we all saw it. So instead of offering any type of condolences, any type of, unity, any show that they actually value black people and value us all, the first thing they want to talk to me about is a crosswalk. Who's on that who's on the crosswalk?
Or why are we not smart enough to move out the way if a car comes?
Like we're going to stand there and get hit, and we're out here for Black lives. So thank you to the wonderful officers who are in there watching us and waiting for a moment to, promulgate police violence on us, how they have for hundreds and hundreds of years. But I just want to motivate everyone. We're out here and we're on the right side of history. I know it feels like doing the right thing feels so wrong sometimes. We all want to be at home. We want to be watching Netflix. It's stuff going on. It's NBA games in the middle of COVID still going on. And we want to be doing that. But we're out here getting mosquito bites, sweating. It's hot. I'm hot. But we're doing the good fight. So I just want to encourage you all. It doesn't matter your race. You will be on the right side of history. And I thank you. And our children will thank us. Our children will really thank us for all the work that we're doing now.
Next person I just want to introduce real fast is Janae from KC Tenants, and she's also a member of Black Rainbow. So if we can just give it up for.
Hey guys, how you doing? So I went to a protest in front of the police headquarters on Friday. Okay. On Friday, and somebody asked why our cops keep getting away with this, and I spoke then. I'm going to speak on similar things today. So I have two 6.5-year-olds, and when they went to preschool, the first thing they came home to tell me was the police's number. Can I call 911? No, you can't call 911. Realize my kids memorized my number by the age of 4. So I am appalled by the fact that the first thing that they come home from preschool with is the police's number. I was taught at a young age that when you are scared, when you are lost, when you feel in danger, the people you go to is the police. And when I was young, I went to Florida and I saw my dad, and my dad told me, whatever you do, do not call the police to my house. Whatever you do, do not call the police to my house. Let me also preface this with, I was raised in a white household. So I was raised up north around a whole bunch of white people who had never had the struggles that my dad had. So I called my mama and I was like, Mom, my dad's tripping, he's drunk, da-da-da-da-da. And my mom was like, yeah, your dad's stupid. Like, that's what she said to me. Was your dad is stupid, call the police. And for years and years, when he wouldn't come for my birthday or for Christmas, he would call and tell me how the cops beat on him while he was walking home drunk. So he couldn't come to my birthday. So I spent so much time believing that these stories were lies. Like believing that my father did not come to my birthday or for Christmas because he was too drunk or too bored or didn't have the money for the flight. But the truth is, he got the shit beat out of him at least once a year throughout my childhood. And I didn't believe him. So when we ask why the cops get away with it, it is because we brainwash our children into believing that that's okay. Instead of calling the police, let's call grandmas, let's call aunties, let's call sisters. Do not call the police on us. If you are scared, find your neighbors. Talk to the people you know and love. Get to know the people in your neighborhood. But stop calling the fucking police on us. This crisis is not going to end until we stop letting them think we fucking need them. We don't need them. When my babies need something, they call me. They know my number. Fuck 911. Fuck 911.
Appreciate that. Thank you. The next speaker that we have is Q from Miller Dream. Been doing some really, really dope work in Kansas and Overland Park. So if we can give it up for Q real quick.
My name is Q. I'm with the Miller Dream.
That's the good Q, you know.
I'm always glad to be here. I'm always glad to be standing in front of you guys, standing up for our rights and standing up for what's right. Black Lives Matter. One thing I want you guys to do is repeat after me. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other.
We must love each other
and support each other.
and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Let's say it again. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and support each other.
We must love each other and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
When black lives are under attack,
stand up, fight back.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
And that's why you guys are standing here today.
Yeah.
I know I say this a lot, but I just want to let you guys know that I'm so tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah.
What happened to Jacob Blake, it wasn't right.
No.
And I thank God for shielding him and sparing his life.
Yeah.
And if anything, but for the sake of his children that were in the car at the time that cops shot him 7 times in the back.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
Right.
I had a restless night that evening, and I even woke up in tears. I am not okay. Our black people are not okay.
No.
Because we're tired of seeing our people shot dead in the street by police officers who are sworn to serve and protect us. I'm tired of seeing my people out here having to scream, beg, cry, and demand over and over and over again for justice to be served, for our voices to be heard. Hashtag after hashtag. Say her name, say his name, say my sister's name, say my brother's name. My God, what is it going to take? It happened in Alabama, it happened in Florida, it happened in New York. Hell, it even happened right here. Who the fuck killed Donnie Sanders? KCPD, that's what we want to know. We do comply. When we do comply, we die. When we kneel, we lose our jobs. We try to have peaceful conversations. Backs are turned. Mayors walk out. Oh, but when we here standing here protesting, non-violently, we didn't say, like my sister Stacy said, we didn't say we was going to bring the peace. Some of us may use the language of the unheard. And that's when they suddenly want to open their mouths to call us thugs, call us terrorists, and do everything in their power to protect their buildings before they value a life of a citizen. That ain't right. White supremacy. It is the belief that white people are superior to those of all other races, especially the black race, and should therefore dominate society. You know what white supremacist is to me? The definition should actually be the police. Every time they encounter a black man, they feel it's their determination whether he lives or dies. Jacob's life was spared, but if we continue to allow America, our cities, our states, officials to embrace white supremacy, it could happen again and again and again. Defund the fucking police. Civil rights leaders were arrested. They were beat. We got people out here today that were arrested, tear gas, maced. But
And that's because they were not afraid. They were not afraid to stand up for what's right and for what's been right. And you shouldn't be afraid either. I want you guys to get out and have conversations about anti-racism and make sure everyone around you know and everyone that they know that racism has got to go.
Yeah. Thank you.
The next person we have is a Kansas City OG in the movement, been here for a long time. It's Miss Cheryl Ferguson from It's Time for Justice. Thank you.
Y'all, this is about our youth. I just want to give a hand to y'all.
Yeah.
I really do. I want to give y'all a hand to y'all. I was actually in Walmart when I still lived in Missouri. I don't anymore. But as I walked in, we had some people that's, you know, younger than me. And they was cussing and they was doing everything they could vulgar. And I approached them. I said, you know, it used to be a point in time that when you knew that there was women and children present, that you'd act differently.
Yes.
He told me back then that I needed to get over it because times are different. That gave me a lack of hope in our future. And then 2020 happened. This has been a jacked up year, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
But you know what actually has been the most beneficial thing from 2020?
Yes, it has.
I'm looking at y'all.
Yeah.
I'm looking at youth that articulately, I didn't even say that word right. Y'all better than me.
No matter. Go ahead, sister.
They speak their mind, but they speak it with power.
Yes, they do.
And they speak it with intelligence.
Yeah.
And that's why they're scared. So I no longer will call it the thin blue line because it's yellow.
Say it again, sister.
They're yellow.
Yes.
Everything that they do is because of fear.
Yes.
How many times do we hear, I was scared for my life? That's why Ryan Stokes is dead.
Right, right.
You know, I thought he had a gun. That's why Cameron's no longer with us.
Go ahead.
That ain't right.
That ain't
They
right.
constantly use fear as their factor.
Yes.
But that's why it's all the more important for us to be like we are here today,
Yes, ma'am.
because there is strength in numbers.
Yes.
Right.
Without putting too much out there, I'm going to just say that I know that within those that have been protesting, it's hard work. It's not just about the protest, because what you don't understand is that people that protest work to build up to asking y'all to show up.
Yeah.
So I encourage you to talk to your friends about it,
Yeah.
to talk to your parents about it, to bring your children out.
Yes.
Because what we saw happen this summer was the fact that I have been asking for body cameras since Cameron got killed. I actually stood on this same corner right here with 3 people in 2016.
Go ahead, man.
And I worked on trying to help them understand a community policing model back then.
Yeah.
Because of the efforts and the work that I did, they actually gave me a plaque. You know, the presentations that they do for the police?
Yeah.
They gave me one of those too. After they killed Cameron, they got this shit back. I don't want that shit in my house. It disgusts me. I have no affiliation with y'all. I have nothing but utter just vomit that fills my head at the thought that I naively thought that they really cared.
Yeah.
That they took that action and they actually worked on trying to just have a community and a coming together. But it never happened. I got guilt from that because I stopped being as active. So I want to encourage you that sometimes you're going to get tired. That is your body telling you to rest.
Yes.
Do that. But what you don't do is let that rest go on too long, because your community needs you. Until we don't have to worry about people being shot in the back after they just broke up a fight. Your community needs you. When the mayor pandered to us this summer, saying, I'll give you this promise and I'll give you that promise, that's because we were out there in numbers. And he knew that giving us something would make us go home. But what happened with that? Have we seen anything come to fruition yet?
No.
I'm mad at the fact that you're talking about a 2-year timeline before you'll be able to fully have body cameras instituted. But even when Forte was in office, they had budgets that were allocated for body cameras.
Thank you.
Forte been gone for 4 years.
Yes, he has.
This year, the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department got $60 million more allocated from your tax dollars.
Yes, they did.
When COVID hit and the budget had to be pulled back, they got told that they're having to lose $10 million of it.
Yes,
so that means you still got an extra 50. So with all this money all of a sudden coming to you, and if you've been for years planning to have body cameras, I don't understand the excuses, because if you know that you need a house and you know that your house is going to have 3 bedrooms, you're going to work and prepare for that, ain't you?
Yes, ma'am.
And all you're going to wait for is the money to make it happen.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why we can't just accept their excuses and go home. Right. Your community needs you to show up. And it's funny because as I'm saying that, I'm not really talking to y'all. But I'm hoping that y'all take it back to other people, because this is what we need until the change actually comes.
Right, right.
We can't listen to the promise anymore and think, I made a difference. Because until you do that behind the scenes work, like I see KJ doing, I am so impressed with her. You know, they talking in the Northland about recalling the mayor. Is she old enough to be? I'd vote for you, baby. I'd vote for you. So I just want to applaud y'all. I really do, because the youth that I have seen this summer has given me a renewed hope. You have let me know that we do have a potential. We do have a progress. And we will have our freedom.
Appreciate that. So I think it's really important that every time we talk about Black lives, when we talk about things like slavery, when we talk about reparations, that we also acknowledge the land that we are on right now, which is Native land. And we have the co-founder of Native Lives Matter. His name is Cody. If y'all can give it up really loud for Cody right now, please.
How Madakiapi. My colonized name or Christian name is Cody. My Lakota name is Little Buffalo, Tatanka Chikla. So, to be honest with you guys, I'm just like a dad, and I'm doing work, housework. I come back into the house, and all of a sudden I'm told that I'm coming to 27th and Prospect because my oldest daughter here wanted to stand with you all. That's huge because she's 11 years old.
Yes, that is.
So she's not afraid of what is behind those windows.
Yes, sir.
And that yellow line. In fact, you know what? They should fear the fact that I should just say, hey, I'm part of my people, and everybody else that was killed, we got to take that back. But what I want to tell you guys is that I am from the Cheyenne River Sioux Reservation in South Dakota. We are part of the Oshete Shakoni Nation. Okay? We are still here. And not to take away from what happened to Jacob Blake, the same night a Turtle Mountain member up in North Dakota by the name of Brandon Laducer was killed by police. When I did the study of it, 1 out of every 4 young Native men are shot and killed by police. And at the time, when Black Lives Matter came onto the scene, my college buddy and I, when we created this, we met with the Black Lives Matter founders, and we found out they were saying, 1 out of every 6 young African American men are shot and killed by police. Now, 1 out of every 4, that is that just blows your mind. But since we are 1% of the population, who really cares, right? That's the way the masses, that's the way people living in Prairie Village or Leawood, in those nice areas say, well, it don't happen to us. It don't matter. If you're a human being and you have that, you walk that spiritual walk, regardless what nationality you come from, whether you go to church or not, you are a believer of something higher than you. Okay? Now, I just want to let you know before you go out, before we all walk down, the day of those Standing Rock protests, if you all heard of that, I would sit there, I would tell people and tell my people these very words as we would face those oppressors, which are those cops. We're not fearing them. I don't fear them because they have a badge and a gun. I don't. Never will. But what I will tell you guys, the same as I told my people, is lahichapo, which means take courage. Take courage when you come up against such an oppressor. Because they fear you for standing in front of them. So that's what I want to tell you guys. Lahichapo, take courage. Remember that. Take courage. Always take courage. Whether you are one against many, or you have a lot of people and you have that voice to tell them, hey, they are scared of you, and that's fine. So anyway, I just want to let you guys know, Blahichapo, take courage. Oh. You guys got it? You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Spell it? All right, I'm going to say Blahichapo, and you say take courage. Blahichapo. Take courage. Blahichapo. Take courage. Blahichapo. Take courage. Blahichapo. Take courage. How? Thank you. I say, power. I say, power. I say, power. I say, power. Say his name.
Donnie Sanders.
That's Jacob Blake. Say his name.
Jacob Blake.
Say his name.
Jacob Blake.
Say his name.
Jacob Blake.
Say his name.
Jacob Blake.
Say his name.
Jacob Blake.
Say his name.
Jacob Blake.
So there comes a time in every society where the people have to decide whether they're going to accept dehumanization, terrorism, and the murder of their people, or if they're going to fight back and start a revolution. Y'all can clap to that. We live in catastrophic times, but it has always been moments of crisis that propel us into what our duty is.
Yes, it is.
It's always been moments of crisis that propel us into what our duty is. I think it's important that we understand this moment. If you ever hear us talk, you always hear us talk about this being a movement and not just a moment. But we also have to understand the moment that we are in.
Yes, it is.
They tried to take our brother Jacob Blake from us. Say his name.
Jacob Blake.
Say his name.
Jacob Blake.
Say his name.
Jacob Blake.
They shot him 7 times. A lynching. They tried to murder him in cold blood in front of his 3 children.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Not only did that white man try to kill him in front of his 3 children, but white supremacy tried to kill him.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
The system of policing tried to kill him.
Yeah.
But that brave brother said, it's not my time yet.
Yeah.
He said he's not ready to go yet.
Yeah.
But now he has to spend the rest of his life in paralysis from the waist down, all for trying to break up a fight. That ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right.
That ain't right.
No amount of training, no ban on chokeholds, no community control, no body cameras, no police accountability board would have stopped that white man from attempting to murder him. He is a murderer. We have to look at these people unbiased.
Yes, we do.
In what other profession can you shoot someone 7 times and attempt to murder them and not go straight to jail or get the death penalty?
They go home. Only the police department.
Do y'all know any professions where you can do that?
The police department.
The police. Do you know any other professions besides the police department where you can do that?
No, there's not.
He got it. He got it. It's the military. And do you know why the military kills people or are allowed to kill people with impunity? It's because they look at people as enemy combatants. They look at people as enemy combatants, collateral damage.
Collateral damage, say it, sir.
As enemies of the state.
Of the state, say it, sir.
What does that tell you of how the police look at us?
Collateral damage, say it, sir.
Collateral damage as enemies of the state, as enemy combatants.
Say it, sir.
Tamir Rice,
Tamir Rice.
12 years old,
Yes.
looked at as an enemy combatant.
12.
Shot before they even pulled up to the park.
With a play gun. With a play gun. Yes, play with a toy.
As long as there is the institution of policing, there will be police brutality.
There will be.
I'm going to say that one more time because I don't know if everybody got that. As long as there is the system of policing, there will be police brutality.
Yes, there will be.
There is no amount of police training that can undo an entire lifetime of socialization and indoctrination of white supremacy. I gotta say that one again too because I think it went over some people's heads. There is no amount of police training that can undo an entire lifetime of socialization and indoctrination of white supremacy. People who still believe in the police say, well, we need them so that we can stop, or so that we can catch the people who are committing the murders. But I have to ask them a question. I gotta ask them a question. I say, how can you expect the police to solve murders when they're the ones committing them? It makes no sense. It's the same thing with Mayor Lucas. We calling people's names out today when we talk about Mayor Lucas.
Say name. Say my name.
How can you expect a mayor to have the best interests of our community at heart when he won't even commit to stop taking money from the Fraternal Order of Police? He won't even commit to stop taking money. He won't even commit to calling out Police Chief Rick Smith. How can you expect a mayor to protect us and to advocate for us when he's afraid of the police?
Yeah. He ain't afraid, he in bed with them.
Exactly. He's in bed with them. As far as I'm concerned, Mayor Lucas is a fraud.
Yes, he has been.
He is a liar.
Yes.
He's a bootlicker. Yes. And he has no interest in protecting the black community until proven otherwise. As far as I'm concerned.
Say it again.
We just talking the truth today. We always talking the truth whenever we come out here. Matter of fact, that brings me to the topic that Dr. Cornel West calls niggerization.
Go ahead, say it, sir.
Niggerization.
Say it, sir.
A person with black skin but not black consciousness.
Say it again, sir.
A person with black skin but not black consciousness.
Say it again, sir.
They get a little taste of power. They get to the middle class.
Yes.
They get a little bougie. They get a little bit of privilege. And they forget who elected them and who they're supposed to serve. That's what happened to Mayor Lucas.
Say it again, sir.
Exactly.
Say it again, sir.
So I know y'all never gonna sell out and be like that, are y'all?
No.
Y'all not gonna do? Are y'all in it for the long run?
Yes, sir.
Y'all about to be here for the revolution for the long run?
Yes,
are y'all afraid of the police? No. Are y'all afraid of the police? No. Are y'all afraid of the pigs? No. When I say fuck, I need you to say 12. Fuck. 12. Fuck. 12. Fuck. 12. Usually I keep the profanity to a minimum, but exactly.
Sir. You can say one thing, sir. Can I say one thing? I'm just trying to cut you off, sir.
Go ahead.
Work in. I'm going to tell you, sir. This is your moment. But I'm going to say, I'm going to tell you, when George Floyd was killed, where? In Minneapolis. I'm going to tell you, sir. In Minneapolis. I'm going to tell you. My name is Kevin W. Brown. Where? When you are complicit with murder, when can 4 people get $750,000 bond and only causes pay no penalty? George Floyd's murder. Let me tell you about it. Breonna Taylor, that was killed down in Kentucky. And Breonna Taylor, that man was looking for, she had been with him for 2 years. I'm going to tell you what the police got for you. I'm going to tell you, as a black man, what they got for you, as a black man. You can go out Johnson County, north of the river. You can live wherever you want to live. North of the river. I live right across the street. I'm going to tell you, I come home every day, don't do nothing. I serve my God. When you up there for me, I come home. They behind me because you understand? Because I drive with Wyandotte County tax because I got 30 days to get my tax because I don't have Missouri tax. I got 30 days to get my tax. You want to tell me what they do? Because I'm in Missouri. They follow me right there where I live every day and say, when are you going to get your tax? I'm going to tell you, if you go for whatever, if you keep standing for whatever, you go for anything. I'm going to tell you, Donald John Trump, I'm going to tell you, for 3.5 years, he's just been the president. He keeps talking about the Obama administration is what if you get 3.5 years to run America, what have you done for this country? If you get 3.5 years, what has he done for this country? In 3.5 years, since you have not into a job, have you not? I'm going to tell you, a job that I took in years, they give you 30 days to take a job on and take it on. And in 30 days, if you don't get it, you are fired. It's apprenticeship. It's a fire. I'm going to tell you. Mike Pence, all these people, the police department, I'm going to tell you, Barack Obama, Loretta Lynch, they had legislation to Chicago, Pennsylvania, all these police apartments were going to be under siege. They had legislation to stop these people because if you not get on vote in 2016, and don't get mad at me, in 2016, when people did not get 2016, that's why Donald Trump became president. Let me tell you, in 2020, take the vote back. Police accountable. Get rid of police. Take your vote. This vote. Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, they died. I'm telling you, Rosa Parks, they died for us to whatever. I'm going to tell you, I'm a black man. You might be a white man. I don't have a privilege. You're white. I don't have privilege. I used to live in Johnson County. And when they told me, I came back to the state. When I lived in Johnson County for 15 years, I got pulled over every day. When I moved back to the state, now you can live. I'm going to tell you, if you want justice, equality for yourself, the police department cares nothing about a black man. They take G's bad business man. What would G's I'm on G's bad. What I'm going to tell you, where were you at? I'm going to tell you, when they were doing all this stuff now, T-Way was killing black people years ago, and now I'm going to tell you, stop it. Stop the fight. Stop the police department. The biggest. I'm going to tell you, in America, the only people, the FBI, the only thing I'm going to tell you what I got with Donald Trump, the only thing I got with Donald Trump, the only thing with Donald Trump, what I got, the FBI, they put my people for multiple years under J. Edgar Hoover, for multiple years, they vandalized them, put them for white collar crimes, they did for my black people, my son, put them in jail for 20 years, for white, they give you 4 years, but I'm going to tell you, what the only thing he did with the black, he brought the FBI, and he brought them to their knees. That's the only thing that black one, for a black one. And at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you, as a black man, stop it. Get out and vote, and stop the corner. Stop. Police stands nothing for America. We are, as a people, you, black, white, Asian, whatever, with the people, we have the state to stop this monster man. Stop this president. And 2000, get out and vote. Have a great day.
God bless you. You better let him know. Here's what I heard. I heard so much rage. I heard so much pain. I heard so much conviction. I heard the outrage, the moral outrage, being fed up, being counted out, and we are tired. That is what I heard this man say to you. No more. And that rage and that anger of being counted out, of being forgotten, of being right here in this community while we are marching in Waldo, we're marching in Brookside, we're marching downtown, and we are saying that we are wanting to liberate black people, but this is the very first time that we were hearing his voice. This is the voice of liberation. And Dr. Cornel West said, we need to uplift every voice.
Every voice. Say it, man. I'm going to back up.
Not just the voices of the qualified. Not just the voices that can tell you pretty words and spit words from books. That can say poetry, that can have words rolling off the tip of their tongue, that can make you applaud, that can make you get to your knees. We are saying lift every voice in liberation.
Every voice.
Because when you lift every voice, it allows the people that have been oppressed in this community to stop being bent over. To stop being downtrodden and broken down and on their knees and crawling like they had that 15-year-old boy crawling before they broke his teeth out. When you talk about voices and uplifting every voice, then it's time for you to start listening without qualifying. And so my brother Ray, I'm going to bring him back up here. Oh, he had to leave because he's doing some education. Okay. And you know what? Pastor, could you give us a word? We talked today, there was a very important meeting that we are bridging the new guard. All of us young activists, and I'm going to count myself as young today. All of us young activists that are new to the fight, full of energy, full of vigor, that we know where we're going. We know what it's going to take for us to liberate today. We still have to pay homage to the people that have been in the fight for generations, that have been in the fight since some of us have even been born. Because in that wisdom, we are going to be able to build a better America, because what we will do in our power but our ignorance, we will build a better and stronger white supremacy. And so that's why it's important to learn and to sit at the foot of knowledge and the foot of wisdom. So anytime we have that wisdom in our midst, it doesn't matter what that wisdom looks like. It doesn't matter what that wisdom sounds like. When we have the wisdom in our midst, we will defer to it, because we will overcome this systemic racism and this white supremacy, not only with our vigor, with our energy, but with their wisdom. God bless you, sir. I'm going to give you the mic.
Let's give it up for Attorney Stacey Shaw one more time. Come on and give it up for Black Rainbow and all of the organizations that are recognized here. Come on, give it up for yourself. Come on, give it up. Come on, you can do better than that. Give it up. Give it up. I'm Dr. Vernon Howard, President of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference of Greater Kansas City, known as SCLC, started and founded nationally in 1957 by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And a host of other grassroots organizers, just like us, who got tired one day and said, we will no longer comply with the brutality of black people in this country. And Black Lives Matter took place not only today, but took place in 1957. I want to ask you to welcome the Reverend Shania Chandler also, who's on staff of SCLC and who's the associate pastor of the historic St. Mark Church. I'm here today because I am a Christian. I have been called to this space by a man named Jesus Christ, a black man who was killed, crucified on a cross by the Roman police. I'm by myself. I'm here today in this place, having been called here by a man named Jesus Christ, a black man who was killed on a cross by the Roman police. But who on the third day morning got up with all power in his hands.
Yes, he did.
And in reverence and honor of that power, I worship him who is the Savior of the world. And I give God praise today that I am able to stand here with you. In 1963, August 28th, 1963, 57 years ago, I was 3 months old, and I can remember when I became 5 years old, 5 years after the 1963 March on Washington, that my big brother took me and put me on his shoulders. He did that in 1968 on April the 4th, when the manifestation of brutality of black lives in America also took place, when they shot and killed the leading prophetic voice for justice in black life in America. And because they couldn't handle the truth, he no longer lives. But right now, the Spirit of Jesus Christ and the prophetic ministry of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. lives in Kansas City through SCLC. And now here I am, 57 years old. And in 2013, I observed the continuation of yet another assault on black life. When Ryan Stokes, who had committed no crime, who had been violent against no one, who had obeyed every law and command of the police, who dispersed from power and light like he was told to, was chased down like an animal, criminalized by this police agency, and eventually surrounded in a parking lot and shot in the back, though he was unarmed, had committed no crime, and was innocent. The devil is a liar. We will not be silent. So we at SCLC in 2015, at the request of Miss Stokes, Ryan's mother, joined the fight. And we've been protesting and marching and showing up at police commissioner meetings when they let us, to let them know that we will not comply to police brutality in our community. Now, don't get it twisted. People want to tell you that the civil rights movement was in 1963. Let me help you. Just like somebody helped me. The civil rights movement for black people started in 1619, when the first black man hit the shores of the United States of America as a bond slave in this country. You are the civil rights movement. You are the civil rights movement. You are the civil rights movement. And together, we are the civil rights movement. No longer will you feel like you have to stand your ground without the help and the support of people of faith.
Yes. Say that again. Say it again.
No longer will we allow them to segment us, divide us, and separate us, thinking that somehow the Black Lives Matter movement does not have the support of people of faith. People of faith must repent from being silent, from hiding behind pews, hiding behind churches, hiding behind pulpits, hiding behind crosses, and not being in the streets to call for the justice for God's people. We challenge every white person of faith and white person of goodwill. How dare you remain silent while the police kill our children? If they were killing white children at this rate, we'd have a whole new chief, a whole new commission, and a whole new... Somebody said, I will not be muted. Say it again, I will not be muted. Say it again, I will not be muted. I will not be silenced. You will not shut me up. I will not back down. I will not shut up. I will not be quiet. I will exercise my right to protest for rights. On September the 4th, we will be commemorating the 57-year anniversary on the March on Washington. And we will be continuing to call for the dismissal of the Chief of Police for Kansas City, Missouri Police Department. We will be continuing to encourage every individual in the United States of America to go to the polls on November the 3rd and vote your conscience. And we will be honoring civil rights pioneers and emerging leaders like yourself who are so critical to this movement. Black Rainbow is with us, and we hope and pray that all of you will be with us as we march from the seat of power at 12th and Locust to the World War I Museum. We will never, ever shut up in the face of police brutality. Never. Somebody say never. Say it never. Say it never. Look at your neighbor and say never. Say I ain't gonna never shut up amid police brutality. Here's the final word that I have for you today. Justice will come. Justice will come. Justice will come. Stay in the fight. Justice will come. You might have to cry sometimes. Stay in the fight. Justice will come. I am a black man in America. traumatized by the pain that's been inflicted upon my peers. I am a black man in America, angry at the brutality that's been leveled at my peers. But I encourage you to take your trauma, take your anger, and put on your marching shoes. And we will march, we will fight, we will raise our hands, we will protest, we will mobilize, we will organize, we will strategize until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. May the Lord Jesus Christ be with you always.
Oh, before I give it back to Stacey, real quick, we forgot our beautiful sister Kiara with White Rose. She's going to come up and speak with us today. Before she speaks, I want to test y'all out. Who's got bail money? I do. Who's got bail money? I do. All right. Okay, I'm probably going to mess this up. I'm bad with technology. I had a speech written out. I don't want to read it. My heart broke 7 times this week, and it only took a few seconds. Not too long ago, I thought that I couldn't get more broken after being petrified and angry and scared for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. I thought it couldn't get worse. They have to understand. There's no way they can't see our pain now. And then I realized something. You can't force someone to see something that they don't want to. Just like we can't expect the people in that building to break away from a system that works for them. Because what they've showed us is that it's nothing for them to take us out. They're hunting, and we are animals to them. They just love to silence me, you know? They are. I'm going to read you something really quickly. On my honor, I will never betray my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. Say it, sister, say it. I will always maintain the highest ethical standards and uphold the values of my community and the agency I serve. Does anyone know what that is? It's a law enforcement oath of honor.
Guess what they don't do? All of that.
There are 37 words in that phrase, and I see 39 problems. Let me explain. Because it's not just that every word spoken here was a lie. That's not just it. See, the thing that hurts the most about this statement is the period. It hurts because I'm so tired of seeing individuals try to play tricks on our mind and speak to us as if we are expected to listen to something that is not declarative, that has no weight, that has no meaning. If I can be honest with you, I'm finding that I am less and less and less and less interested in police reformation. You can't reform something that was meant to be broken. Let me read you something else real quick. I'm not resisting. What did I do? You can't do this. Please stop. I can't breathe. I know we've heard this a lot in the past several months, but I'm going to tell you, I've been hearing this for my entire life. It's not just the words of our fallen brothers and sisters that were victims of this police brutality. I've said all of these words when I was arrested, because I thought, surely if I speak to them, they'll see my humanity and they'll realize what they're doing is wrong. I thought no one can look you in the eye and do something like that to you. I'm changing my narrative. If I got arrested today, I wouldn't say those words. Let me tell you what I would say. I did nothing wrong. You will not get away with this. This stops now. I am still breathing. And I am resisting. There is hope, though. But that hope only comes from us facing the reality that this system doesn't just need to change, it needs to be abolished.
Yes, ma'am.
I get really emotional when I talk about it because it disgusts me that it's something to talk about. I'm tired of talking. I'm ready for action. And it's time that all of us demand action be taken by the people that vowed to serve us. I hope that all of you are doing your part on and off the field here. Our protest, our resistance, it doesn't stop when we leave here tonight. It never stops after the march is over, after the rally is over. We got to do the work.
Right.
Rick Smith is still in office.
Fire Rick Smith!
Fire Rick Smith!
I don't know if you remember that, but Rick Smith, he's still in office. I don't call him Chief Smith. It's blasphemous. Until we get these people removed, we are not going to get the justice we seek by begging the people that are stabbing us in the back. It's not going to happen. They got to get out. There are several emails that you can find on the police department website. I hope all of you will spam the hell out of it and blow it up. It doesn't have to be a long email. You can say what you got to say. I send an email about 50 times a day. 3 words: fire Rick Smith. So much so I had to start using a separate email because they said I was spamming. It's okay. I just want to leave you guys by saying that this is going to get better. It really is going to get better. But that only happens when we get serious about our demands. This isn't about conversations anymore. It's about change. We make the demands. And they're not going to stop us by telling us to get off of a crosswalk. Ashe! 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 That's all.
Okay. Now we have a very limited amount of time, and I have some gentlemen behind me that are going to speak at our next protest. And one of the reasons why I said that we have a limited amount of time because we're going to have to disperse here quickly. Okay, so as this is a movement, as this is resistance, it is very disciplined. And so if you all look up there, I want you to wave right here to the drone. Wave to the drone. Okay, wave to the drone. Okay, what I want you to do, turn around right here, wave to all of the police officers that are stationed in there. I want you to wave to them. Wave to them. Here is what this is teaching us. Here is what this is teaching us. This is my 35th protest. The police do something very specific to break our spirits. And I told you that there are two powerful weapons. One is fear, and the second one is confusion. And so when you come here, I promised you two things that you would hear every single time that you came to a resistance. That was that you would be educated and that you would be trained. So when we come up here, we have a set slate of speakers. We don't let anybody talk to you. We don't let anybody get on this mic. Because the people that are organizing for the liberation of black people, we are required to have political education before we get on this mic. Everyone is going to give a voice. Everyone is going to be getting a voice, and I'm inviting him for our next time. But here's what we need to do. Here's what we need to do. The first weapon is fear. What is the second weapon? Say it again. What is the second weapon? Confusion. Okay, so here's what we're doing. I promised you training. We have to disperse quickly because this is a pop-up. This has been a pop-up resistance, and I am training you very specifically. And so what we're going to do right now, I need two lines. One line is facing the police department. The other line is facing the street. I am going to give you guys 15 seconds to get in lines. Get in line shoulder to shoulder right now. Okay, I still need a line. I still need a line facing us.
This way. I need some people on this side for me. Thank you.
Okay, I need one, but I need another line facing the street. You have 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we should have a single line facing the street, shoulder to shoulder, a single line facing the police department. Okay, now what I want you to do, I need your arms empty and I need you to lock arms. Everybody in a very straight line, I need you to lock arms. This is training. This is important. This is to make sure people do not get hurt. Okay, it's very important. I need a straight line, a very straight line. You cannot have waves, and it's a very straight line, both sides. We're going to be checking, Very straight line each time. What is the first weapon that they have against us? Fear. What is the first weapon they have against us? Fear. What is the first weapon they have against us? Fear. What is the second weapon they have against us? Confusion. So we will have order, because in order you can bring change. You cannot bring change in chaos. So right now, I'm going to give the order to hold. And you are going to hold this position until you are given a second order. Is that clear? Ashe! 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 Now the next thing I'm going to teach you, when you hear hold, you are going to lock arms tighter and you are going to hold. Hold! Okay, you're going to repeat after me. Hold! 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 Ashe! 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 The reason why we are shouting power, because the police have shown us for the last 14 weeks that they are weaponizing their positions against us. We have been maced, we have been tear gassed, we have been slammed to the ground, we have been choke slammed, we have been put in submission holds, we have been arrested, we have been locked in cages. But they do not have power, Because the power in a democracy is vested in the people. I'm going to say it one more time. In a democracy, supreme power is vested in the people. Who has the power? 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 People. Ashe! 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 Now this is very important because we will have people who defy everything that we stand for. We will have people that cause confusion. We will have people who try to divide us. We will have COINTELPRO. We will have infiltrators. We will have haters. We will have people that try to destroy this movement. And we, as a people, we have the power. And so no matter what is happening around you, this is your training, because it doesn't matter that you're trying to be distracted. The order of the day was to hold, 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 hold. Now here's the issue. On this front line, I see people that are distracted. I see people who have stopped locking their arms. I have seen people that have broken the unity of the line that we have established. This is an enemy of the movement. I need you to lock arms, and I need you to hold. 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 And I need everybody. This is a test. This is a test. This is a test of your discipline. This is a test of your resolve. This is a test against third-party hostile people. We have already, in this movement, we have given the order to hold, and your instructions are to face forward and to hold. 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 We need discipline. We need strength, because I was arrested in Overland Park a month ago on July 24th because a group of protesters could not have the discipline to ignore hostile third parties. And so 4 people were arrested. One of them is facing a felony. We camped out in 13 hours in front of the Johnson County Detention Center, not because we had done anything illegal, because we did not have discipline. And so even if anybody in this line is not holding, you are not answering the call of the moment, because the call of the moment is to stand in Ashe, 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 Ashe. And we, in this movement, understand that the scariest thing that we can do to our adversaries is to be disciplined. That is the scariest thing that we can do, to be united. Because no matter what anybody says, the most powerful 2 weapons they have against us are what? Fear. What's the second most powerful weapon? Confusion. And so today we're still standing and training. And people are saying, I want to speak. I want to march. I want to do this. But you know what? Today, the order of the day is to hold. 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 we still have, in this front line, we are still not answering the call of the moment. Because what is going to happen? What is going to happen when the police have riot gear and you are standing as an ally and you become afraid? What is going to happen when white supremacists and people that back the blue, they come and they try to break your line? They come and they try to break our unity. They come, they try to break our solidarity. There is a reason why we are standing shoulder to shoulder in a straight line, locking arms and saying, hold.
They break your surrender and your passivity. You support the police.
We are standing, facing a lobby full of police officers. We are standing locked in unity, black people, white people, straight people, queer people, of all types of faith. We are standing in solidarity and we're looking forward, and there's a reason why we look forward and we don't get distracted, because the enemy can never be side to side with us. We can't have enemies on our side, on our right and our left. We cannot stay focused. And you know that I have not stopped my cadence. I have not stopped my cadence. I have not stopped chanting Ashe, 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 Ashe. This is important for you to stay focused and stay moving forward. This is important for you to stay trained forward. It is discipline, because you will get distracted. And in your distraction, you will become afraid, because you will have confusion. And that fear and confusion are the two most powerful weapons of our adversaries. This is the first time in 13 weeks. This is the first time in 13 weeks we have ever had a mass training at a protest. This is the first time we have ever practiced discipline at a protest. This is the first time we have ever done a complete compliance demonstration, because that shows power. That shows unity. Ashe! Ashe! I'm not hearing you. I need people to hear you all the way to truce. Ashe! 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 And here's what this is. Every single time we have a protest, two things happen. This is my 35th protest. Two things always happen. The police always show up with sirens. The police show up with surveillance like a drone. The police muster in places to try to intimidate us. We have people calling us the N-word. We have people saying that we are terrorists. We have people trying to distract us. We have people trying to break us. And they will not break us. Ashe! 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 And so right now, we have complete unity, because everyone in this movement is doing the same thing. Everyone in this movement is doing the same thing at the same time. We are standing side by side. We are standing side by side to people that have been arrested multiple times in this fight for liberation. We are standing side by side next to people that have gotten tear gassed multiple times. We are standing side by side to people that have gotten maced in the face, to people that have been threatened and followed to their houses. That's who we are standing side by side after 13 weeks of sustained resistance. Ashe! 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 And it's important. Even when people come against us, even when people don't understand where we're going, don't understand our fight, don't understand our tactics, they are trying to break us. Ashe! 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 And right now, for the first time in this resistance, we have had a unified front for 14 minutes. That is the most amount of time that we have ever stood doing one thing in solidarity. 14 minutes. In this last minute, we are completely in solidarity, we are in complete unity, and we are going to chant Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black liberation! Black liberation! Black liberation! Black liberation! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black liberation! Black liberation! Unity and peace! Unity and peace! Unity and peace! Unity and peace! This is important. This is the last 30 seconds of this exercise. This is the last 30 seconds of your resistance. Even when people are screaming at you, even when people are getting you distracted, even people are saying that you are compliant, saying that you are weak, you are standing here in complete unity for the first time in 13 straight weeks.
I seen you on the news talking about revolution. Now you're talking peace.
And people wonder, that's a good question. We're saying unity and peace? Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. When we talk about unity and peace, when we talk about Black Lives Matter, when we talk about being disciplined,
Black people, it is not come by linking arms. It is not come by being docile.
keep straight. This is a test. This is a test. This is a test. Forward, forward, forward. Hold. Hold.
You're not going forward. Just stand.
Nope. We're not going to sing. We're not going to sing. This is a military exercise. This is a military exercise. Hold. 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 What you are demonstrating right now is discipline. That is the most scary thing that our adversaries have seen in this movement. They've seen confusion, they've seen 15 different groups, they have seen chaos, they have seen broken windows, they have called us terrorists, but today, on this day, they observed on their drones, they observed across the street, in their windows, they observed that we could not be broken. The second command I'm going to teach you is break. And when we hold, it's going to be important that you not break until you are given that command. This is how we had confusion at the police headquarters. Because people were running from here to there. People were not holding a line when the police came out in riot gear. They were running all up and down the street. It caused confusion. We lost people. So we're going to practice it one more time. Hold. 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 Break. And when we say break, that's break immediately. Okay, good job. So that was 15. That was actually more than 15 minutes. That was 19 minutes that we stood here doing the same thing. We stood here in the face of opposition because in reality, many of you have marched next to me for 35 protests.
Yes, ma'am.
Many of you were with me when we got tear gassed and maced. Who was in my paddy wagon? Kiara was in my paddy wagon in Overland Park. Who was in my paddy wagon in Kansas City? Who stood next to me when we got maced? Who put saline solution in my eyes? So when we're talking about trust, when we're talking about direction, when we're talking about liberation, you need to know who's in your ear. You need to know what people stand for before we let them get on this mic. Because we're not just going to tell you anything. Because we are in this as a marathon. This is not a hashtag moment. We're not doing this for the gram. This is serious business out here. Who has bail money? Who got bail money? Who got bail money? Who got bail money? Who's my lawyer? Who's my lawyer? Who's my lawyer? Who's my lawyer? Who got bail money? Who got bail money? Who got bail money? Who got bail money? Okay, we're going to do the last exercise of the night, and we're going to practice safe dispersal. We're going to practice safe dispersal. When we practice safe dispersal, we need to leave in groups of at least 3. How many people are in the group? 3. Okay, everyone is going to disperse, but the people that are interested in being trained as security, because we have trained everything in this movement. We have lawyers, we have doctors, we have medics, we have nurses. We have people that are in charge of security, communications. We have everything in this movement. And so we are actually being trained. We are being trained. So anybody interested? Anybody interested in providing security for future protests? Please meet me up here. Everybody else, we're going to have a time dispersal. We have 5 minutes in groups of 3. Do not get hit by a car. Okay, so we're going to have the timer because we need to be able to disperse in a certain amount of time so our security can get off the ground. Okay, so I'm going to start this clock. All right, in 5 minutes. God bless you.
Alright guys, that was the protest event over here tonight at the East Patrol police station in Kansas City, Missouri. Again, it was mostly training and a few speakers, which I'm going to highlight a little later and cut that up for you guys. But that's pretty much it, and it sums it up, so I'm sure I'll probably see you guys next time from Washington, D.C. actually. Tune in here on Friday and I'll have a stream for you guys. See ya.